This year's round of nominees for Game of the Year did not disappoint. These games were recognized for delivering the absolute best experience across all creative and technical fields. The contenders this year were Persona 5, Players Unknown Battlegrounds, The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, Horizon Zero Dawn, and Mario Odyssey. I'm Matt Lacas from VGS, and I want to talk about why Mario Odyssey had my vote for Game of the Year. When releasing a new console, companies hope that they can release a game or two in the console's lifetime that defines it. In the past, we've had games like Zelda, Ocarina of Time for the N64, the Halo franchise for the original Xbox, and of course, The Last of Us for PS4. Nintendo struck gold this year with two of its flagship franchises, Zelda, Breath of the Wild, and Mario Odyssey, being games that will most likely go down in the console's history as their best titles. Mario Odyssey, for me anyway, had my vote for a completely separate reason to the voting criteria. It reminded me why I play games. Mario Odyssey doesn't stray away from your stereotypical Mario plot. Bowser captures Princess Peach in an attempt to marry her, Mario gets defeated at the start and must work his way through countless zany worlds in order to grow strong enough to rescue the princess. The main story arc doesn't hold a flame to something like Horizon Zero Dawn. What Mario Odyssey delivers on, though, is a world full of joy and wonder. When the Switch came out, we all knew that it wasn't going to be a juggernaut in terms of graphical capability. It would never produce a game that looked as realistic as PUBG's battle scenes or the immense landscapes that we see in Horizon Zero Dawn. But Nintendo has never pretended to try and deliver on that graphical front. It's always been about how you play their games. The universe of Mario Odyssey is extremely pleasing to the eye in a completely different way. This cartoony look that the Mario franchise has always lived in goes one step further with this incarnation. It sucks us into the world with its characters, new and old, fun yet challenging level design, and the sheer amount of color splashed on the screen. In a market saturated with games that go for this gritty, dark, and realistic look, I've been kind of drawn to the titles that go in the other direction and really try and push our suspension of disbelief with something a little more out of the box. The other thing that both the Nintendo nominees had going for them was that I got as much couch enjoyment as I did play-on-the-go fun. I can play Mario Odyssey while I'm on my 15-minute bus ride to work and still feel like I've accomplished something in-game. These two had the benefit of allowing the gamer to take the world with them. I know that Mario Odyssey has definitely brightened me up after a really crappy day at work. Speaking of our gritty and dark reality, this year was a big one for controversies and taking our eyes away from the games we play to those who make them. What started as the #MeToo movement had a ripple effect into every industry, including video games. We saw companies like Naughty Dog and Twitch Gaming have to deal with some big issues regarding to sexual harassment. Then we had this ongoing conversation about loot boxes and whether or not it should be considered gambling and how companies were treating their audiences like cash cows. I'm glad our industry took a hard look at itself this year and is trying to make changes for the better. This year's theme definitely wasn't joy, but I think that's why Mario Odyssey resonated with me so much. I don't remember the last time I played a game and literally jumped for joy. Let me tell you, when I got the chance to throw Cappy onto a frickin' T-Rex and thrash about as the king of the Jurassic, my face was beaming and I couldn't sit still. Being able to control a boss's fists and literally make him beat himself up, come on, how is that not fun? Mario Odyssey was the perfect mixture of nostalgia and new direction for the series that I was proud to be a lifelong fan. It makes me happy that this could be a young gamer's introduction to the Mario series, or hell, even gaming in and of itself. I'm usually one of the gamers that enjoy, a challenge and possibly games that, don't really cater to the casuals. But Mario has always been a wonderful meld of simple enough that anyone can pick it up and play, and yet have enough depth that a hardcore gamer can get a ton of playtime out of it, trying to complete it, in this case, getting that second ending. Growing up, I played video games because they entranced me. It was the truest form of escapism for me. There are many ways games allow me to escape nowadays, fantastic plot, diverse and engaging gameplay mechanics, a beautiful and realistic art design, but Mario Odyssey allowed me to truly forget about my worries when I picked up the controller. That to me it's worth its weight in gold. Art is supposed to be able to heal, and I think that Nintendo and Mario Odyssey deliver something that the other candidates fell short on, allowing me to fall in love with every pixel on the screen. That's the question I want to leave you with. What game this year allowed you to truly escape into its world, and had you feeling better for having played it? Remember, video games are art. Bleed for your art. Keep listening to VGS.